Hey everyone, and welcome to What Did I Miss, where today I am very excited to share with you the second trailer for Godzilla vs. Kong, which does include some very interesting and exciting footage. After I break that down for you, I will also go over some recent leaks that seem to confirm which Titan will indeed fall in this film, and how that event will actually lead into the sequel for Godzilla vs. Kong, named Destroy All Monsters. There will be a lot of stuff that I'm going over that could and should be considered spoiler related, so I'm going to play and break down the scenes for the trailer first, and then go into the plot leaks after that, in case you do not want to know how the movie might play out. Before we get started, do me a favor and hit that like button if you enjoy this video and videos like it. I will be covering all the major releases this year, like Godzilla vs. Kong, Mortal Kombat, and the Justice League Snyder Cut, so check back often for new videos. This movie is set to be a huge blockbuster upon its release on March 31st in the US, and even sooner on March 26th internationally, and I can't wait to watch it, although it looks like we may not be able to watch it in the theaters, which is a bummer. But here it is, the second trailer for the upcoming movie Godzilla vs. Kong.
We need Kong. The world needs him. She's the only one he'll communicate with. It's Godzilla.
So the trailer does include a lot of footage from the first, so I'm not going to go into those parts as much, but if you do want to hear more about what I think about those scenes, you can check out my video on that trailer here. But first we see Gia, who is a deaf girl from Skull Island who is now being raised by Rebecca Hall's character and has some sort of connection with Kong. We can see that Kong is restrained to the boat, possibly tranquilized as well, but here he seems to be agitated and Gia is able to calm him down. We then hear and see Alexander Skarsgård as Nathan Lind, who is someone that is one of Kong's advocates, as he believes that Kong can save humanity from whatever other Titans are trying to destroy it. He also understands that Kong can apparently communicate with Gia, which may be through sign language, but I will get to that a bit later. We then see Godzilla doing his impression of Jaws as he barrels through a battleship on his way possibly to his first fight with Kong. I say first because it is obvious from the trailers that there are at least two fights. That is not a leak or a spoiler. Next, we get Kong trying to goad Godzilla out of the water, and this time we seem to get more of that scene, with Kong struggling to stay afloat after being knocked off and under the boat he is on. Although we know from the first trailer that Godzilla destroys one boat Kong is on by shooting his atomic breath up from below the water, so this may be just a bad day for Kong all around here. We even see that the restraints are still on him, so that matches up with a leak I heard a few weeks ago that this fight is not planned and is almost a sneak attack by Godzilla. We also see that great shot of Kong doing his best Rocky impersonation and nailing Godzilla with a right hook while it's on top of a battleship. And look, I've seen a lot of people complaining about how a battleship would not hold this type of weight, and my answer to that is this: it is Godzilla vs. Kong. Suspend some disbelief. It is either all a joke or none of it is. And I, for one, think that we can all use some escapism and forget about physics for a while as we watch two giant mutated monsters fight each other for the fate of humanity. Maybe I'm the only one, but let me know in the comments. Are you prepared to go in this movie like a kid again, or does seeing stuff like this bother you? Next, we get some shots of Godzilla and Kong's other battle, which looks to be in a neon-lit city, which I believe is Hong Kong, but I am not 100% sure. I know the movie filmed in Hong Kong as well as Hawaii and Australia, so I apologize if I got that location wrong. I know that I gushed a bit in my prior videos, but I really think this movie looks gorgeous. And I know a lot of the downtime during the pandemic was spent on post-production for this movie, and I think it really shows. We see that Kong falls during this fight, and then we get a new shot, which looks like Kong is down for the count, as Nathan Lind, Gia, and I believe Eliza Gonzalez's character, whose name is Maya Simmons, and is the daughter of Damian Bouchier's character, who may be the head of Apex, and could be the ultimate villains of the film. Next, we get a shot of Gia using sign language. We are meant to think that she is speaking to Kong, but I don't think that that is the case. Her eye line is level, like she is speaking to a normal human being, not a huge gorilla. Even if he were still on the ground, you can see from the prior shot where his eye line would be, and I don't think it matches, so I believe that she's actually speaking to Rebecca Hall here, and that is Eliza Gonzalez still in the background. So I think that these two scenes are not actually back to back like we were meant to believe, but rather the last one happens first. In each movie, we saw human beings sacrifice themselves to either try and stop or help a Titan, and this may be Rebecca Hall's moment to help Kong. Next, we get some quick shots of them fighting, and most we have seen in the prior trailer, but one I liked was of them fighting and us seeing a vantage point from within a building. I believe it was the last Godzilla movie or maybe the one before that, but Legendary Films actually set up an exhibit to promote the release of the film in which you could walk into a building to see Godzilla walk by. Much like the exhibits at Universal Studios in America, and this scene immediately made me think of that. We then see the tagline of "One Will Fall" as the trailer ends, and that will be what a lot of my post-trailer discussion will be about. So I'm going to put up a spoiler warning now, as I'm going to go into some news and leaks that may give you knowledge you don't want before going in to see this movie. So if that is the case, please hit that like button and then click away. Okay, so for those of you brave enough to stick around, there have been some huge leaks recently, and just like it has been for all these leaks with this movie, they come from the toys. Now, if you're not aware and have not been watching my videos on Godzilla vs. Kong, shame on you, but I was able to reveal 2 new Titans as well as their names and the axe Kong is using before the first trailer was even released. This was because these toys were distributed somehow in Hong Kong or China and ended up on eBay, and a great channel named Luminous that I actually watch for a lot of Godzilla vs. Kong information got their hands on some. This past week, more toy leak details were released, and it looks like we expect to see a baby Godzilla in this movie. Now, why is this such huge news? Well, it all really goes back to the deal that Toho, the original owners of Godzilla, made with Legendary Films, and that was that Godzilla cannot die in one of their films. He doesn't have to win every fight, and we have seen him get knocked around quite a bit, but he cannot die unless there is a new version of him brought to life, and that is exactly what Legendary are doing to set up the final film in this series, Destroy All Monsters. Ever since this movie went to test screenings and leaks started pouring out, it was known that Kong will ultimately be the last one standing, and it won't be a standoff, and it won't be Mechagodzilla masquerading as Godzilla and be a cop-out like that. But most of all the leaks that I've heard state that the first fight is won by Godzilla, but Kong goes back to the Hollow Earth and gets his ancestral axe and comes back and wallops Godzilla, and then they have to team up to fight Mechagodzilla, and that is where Godzilla dies. Now, because Godzilla was the king of the monsters, this will mean there is now no king, because Mechagodzilla will be dead as well and lead to a battle royal. Now, I don't know what will happen with Kong and Baby Godzilla after this movie, but Baby Godzilla will be born from the egg we saw in the post-credit scene in King of the Monsters. And some people are saying we could have like a Mandalorian type situation with Kong taking care of Baby Godzilla. Hashtag Kongdalorian. Well, let me know in the comments, what do you think of this trailer, and would you like to see the movie go down like this? I usually don't believe leaks unless I hear them from everywhere, and these have been out there for some time. And every time there is a new toy release, it seems to confirm them. But this is always more fun when I hear from you, so let me know what you think and if you are Team Kong or Team Godzilla. Also, if you did enjoy this video, please help me out by hitting that like button, and I will see you next time on What Did I Miss?